Math Plus, where math makes sense. In this video, we will be practicing how to create equivalent fractions using multiplication and division. We do have a lesson video. You can see it right above. If you haven't watched it, watch that first and then come back and you can practice. In this video, when we create an equivalent fraction, we may not both use the same numbers to create it, but I want you to come up with a way from the lesson video. How would you create an equivalent fraction for 3/5? Pause the video, solve it, and then come back. Now I have 3/5, and I can either multiply or I can divide. Since these are already low numbers, to make an equivalent fraction, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to multiply to make bigger numbers. Not necessarily a bigger fraction, but bigger numbers. I can't really divide anything into 3 or 5, so we're going to multiply. But what can I multiply that by to make an equivalent fraction? And here is where you may have a different answer than me. I'm going to keep it simple and use small numbers, but I'm going to multiply the top by 3, and that gives me 9. And there is a rule: at whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So if you multiply the numerator by 3 to get an equivalent fraction, you need to multiply the denominator by the same number. And we get an equivalent fraction of 9/15. So I can say that 3/5 equals 9/15, and those are equivalent. If you want to test it out and draw a picture, you will see that it is true. Now, you may have multiplied both these numbers. I'm going to do a different one. Some of you may have used number 5, and that works too. These are all equivalent fractions. You can multiply both the numerator and denominator by any number as long as it's the same, and you will end up with an equivalent fraction. This time I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I want you to find the missing number. So 2 over something will create an equivalent fraction to 4/12. Now you do have to have the same, we will have the same answer, but see if you can figure that one out. Pause the video and come back. You can work this out. If you're really good at multiplication, you may tell yourself 2 times something equals 4, right? Or you could say 4 divided by 2 equals something. So you can use multiplication or division to solve this. It both comes out the same. I'm going to use multiplication. 2 times something equals 4. So I'm going to write this down here. 2 times 2 equals 4. I have a 12 as my denominator. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So I'm going to multiply this number by 2, and I will get 12. 6 times 2 is 12. There you have your equivalent fraction. 2/6 is equivalent to 4/12. We want to create equivalent fraction, but we're going to, this time, not make the numbers bigger, but make them smaller, because we do have big numbers, and we want to make it easier to work with. So give me an equivalent fraction, and we're going to make those numbers smaller. How would we do that? Pause the video and come back. Whenever I want to make my number smaller, I know that I divide. And I made these easier, so hopefully you know that we can divide 25 by 5, and we can divide 40 by 5, because whenever a number ends with a 5 or a 0, there are multiples of 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. 25 40ths is equivalent to 5/8. We're going to find the missing number again. So we have 2/3, and you might want to write it out. We're going to draw a line and say it's equal to a mystery number over 27. I'm going to give you a hint. You're starting with a 3 and you're increasing it to 27. So are you going to multiply or are you going to divide? Pause the video, work it out, and come back. If I increase a number, I'm going to multiply. So what did I multiply 3 by to get to 27? And if you're not sure, you can write your multiples out to the side until you get to 27, or some of you may already know the answer. Good job. It is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. I can't change those numbers. My numerator and my denominator both get multiplied by 9 to make an equivalent fraction. And 9 times 2 is 18. We're going to find one more missing number. We have 4 6. I just want to lay it out for you on your paper so that you know what you're doing. And you're making it equivalent to 16 over something. That's your mystery number. What are you going to do to make an equivalent fraction? Pause the video and come back. I know to get from 4 to 16, I have to make that number bigger. So that means I'm multiplying. What do I multiply 4 by to get to 16? 4 times 4 is 16. Whatever I do to the top, the numerator, I have to multiply the denominator. And then 6 times 4 is 24. Now, you notice I didn't write out multiples or anything like that. Hopefully, if you're working with fractions, you know at least your basic division and multiplication. If you're struggling with that, there is a workbook in the description under the video. Start practicing every day on your own. You want to be strong in your 4 operations before you start doing more advanced math. It just makes it easier. There's also a worksheet there that you can go ahead and print off and practice finding equivalent fractions using multiplication and division.